Okay, all right. It is 3:03, and this is Patty Richards. I'm the chair of the Vermont Community Broadband Board, and we are convening a special meeting on July 21st, 2025. We have 3 board members in attendance so far. We have Sarah Hoffman, Laura Sibilia, and myself. We do expect Dan Nelson. Unfortunately, Brian Otley is not able to attend, but we do have a quorum with the 3 of us. So that is the board roll call. And Christine, will you do a staff roll call?
Sure. For staff, we have Ginny Raboyne, J.B. Ledoux, Christina Sweet, Robert Fish, Tony Clitheroe, Alyssa Matthews, and U.J. Lee.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. First item that we'll take action on is to approve the agenda. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda that's in our packet. Is there a second? Thank you, Laura. Any discussion of the agenda, any changes?
Yeah, we may not need executive session. When we put the packet together, we thought there might be some issues, but there, as you will hear, there are no real issues.
Okay, it'd be great to stay in a public session as much as we can. So hopefully we don't have to go into executive session to be as transparent as possible. All right, let's take action on the agenda. So all those in favor of the agenda as provided, please say aye.
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 All right, get Dan joined.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry. I'm late.
Excellent. All right, so Dan Nelson joins. So there's 4 of us now. Excellent. So the agenda has been approved. Next on our agenda, Christine, is public comment. Can you run our public comment for us?
Yep, happy to. Public comment period. Anybody wishing to speak, raise your hand. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. If you're on the call, just speak up. So would anybody like to speak? Okay, I'm not seeing anything, so I think we can move forward.
Okay, we have closed public comment. We do have another public comment at the end, but let's now move to item 3, which is the NEK-CV ARPA CPF 25% match of BEAD. Christine, you'll tee us up for this?
Yes, I apologize to the board for the confusion. In the last executive session, we've met with all parties and we have consensus on this. So I would say if the board wants to go to executive session, we're prepared to bring the right parties in. But at this point, I would turn it over to Tony to read the resolution and explain the resolution.
Okay. So, so this resolution was vetted with NEK Broadband and simplified, for lack of a better word. It's fundamentally the same resolution that it was before. However, I'm assuming everyone has had a chance to read it. And Patty, would you like me to read it into the record, or do you?
Sure. Why don't you go ahead? And I'd like to have a little content discussion around this, just to make sure we're all clear of what this entails.
Okay.
But go ahead and read it into the record.
Okay, so this is a motion to provide VCBB staff with certain discretion with respect to the obligation of the $20,999,474 in BEAD matching funds for NEK CV, which the board approved on September 30th of 2024. So it starts with, whereas on September 30th, 2024, the VCBB approved NEK CV's use of the remaining $25.3 million of NEK's allocated ARPA Capital Project Fund dollars as a $4.3 million Act 71 capital project, and B, a $21 million BEAD match, contingent on NEK CV's receipt of a commitment for a BEAD award prior to September 30th of 2025. Since that time, there have been structural changes to the BEAD program, which have delayed the award of VTB grants and impacted timelines with respect to related federal programs, including the ARPA CPF broadband program. And whereas as a result, VCB staff are requesting certain authority from the board to enable staff to act quickly to obligate the $21 million match in whichever manner will most effectively support NEKCV's ability to utilize the $21 million match awarded by the board, including repurposing of some or all of the award to Act 71 infrastructure projects. Now, therefore, it is resolved that the board authorizes VCB staff to work with NEKCV to determine the most propitious manner of implementing the board's September 30, 2024 award of the $21 million match, subject to the following conditions. 1, VCBB staff may obligate some or all of the ARPA CPF funding supporting the $21 million match as an ARPA CPF bead match grant and or as a grant amendment, including but not limited to an amendment to the ARPA CPF construction grant and or in the form of a new grant agreement, including but not limited to a new ARPA CPF construction grant agreement. And 2, any such agreement shall be subject to the VCBB's standard process of technical and business case review and the incorporation of VCBB accountability policies. That's the motion.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion to approve the motion that's been in our packet so we can have a discussion of this motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I see Laura's lips moved even though she's on mute. I'm going to give it to Laura. Okay, let's open up discussion of this proposed resolution. I'm going to start. I really like number 2, obviously, making this subject to VCBB standards and accountability policies. That's really paramount and key. I just want to make sure, as I have read this now 3 or 4 times, that I understand the implications of the 21 million match. If we approve this, the essence of item 1 is to give flexibility and how the 21 million is used. And I just want to understand that flexibility a little better. Can we just talk about that in general terms?
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, and Christina can fill that in too, I think. Yeah. Who wants, Christina, you might be better to take the lead on this and then have Tony fill it in.
And you're muted, Christina.
Sorry, I just wanted to think about how to be as general as possible if we're staying in open session, because this does have to do, I think, a little bit more with the details. But I'm also happy to try to keep it at a general level as well. Really, what we were looking at in this case would be, I mean, all of the funding is going to continue to be sourced from the ARPA Capital Projects Fund award that the VCBB has. And what we are looking at are different ways that that award could be amended or part of an amendment to NEKCV's current construction grant funded by ARPA CPF of $4.3 million or a standalone award, which means that it could be utilized. It will be utilized for construction, but the details of that, the miles and locations and the other construction grant details may vary between those two options.
So if we approve this, what additional flexibility does NEK have?
NEKCV would have additional flexibility because the original motion was to have a sort of standalone grant for that 20.9 million. And so it was really separate from their current ARPA construction project.
Yeah, we may want to go into executive session for further discussion, because I think I understand your
need to.
concern, Christine, yeah. What do you think, Tony?
Sure, whatever you think.
But do we rise to the test of an executive session trigger?
Well, to the extent that we're discussing matters concerning any KCBs, confidential business plans, etc. Yes, and then to the extent that we're potentially discussing attorney-client communications or advice, then that would be another ground as well.
Okay, excellent. I'll make a motion that we move into executive session pursuant to 1 VSA section 313A6, which protects records exempt from the access to the public records law, specifically 1 VSA section 317C9, confidential business records or information. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Dan. Any discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of moving into executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes carry 4-0. All right, Christine, you'll move, what's the next steps to move over into executive session?
Ginny is prepared to move. Ginny, go ahead and you can execute the executive session.
Yep, Christine, do we want Krista in the beginning portion of the executive session?
Oh, that's a good point. Tony has raised the concern that we should probably have an executive session without the CUD first and then bring them in. So let's do that first. I'll just so the board can address staff with attorney-client
Okay.
issues.
Yeah, and I could just note, I mean, that's what happened the last meeting, is that we were supposed to have 2 sessions and they somehow got merged because it took a while to get everybody over, but.
Okay.
Ginny, when you do the second one, could you add Chris Fortuna, our CFO and treasurer too, on the second one, please?
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the room, and Krista and Chris will not be in this portion.
Okay.
And you should be moving over now. Of
Thank you.
course. Dan, I didn't forget you. You're going over now. Chris and Krista, I'm moving you now into executive session.
Thank you. Hi, Jenny. I'm not sure what happened. Can we try again? I see a room 1, but I can't get in. I mean, I'm not in it.
That is strange. Yes, I will give it another whirl.
Thanks.
So Krista, I've asked you to join and I've tried again. So I'm hopeful that this will do it and you will move over.
Okay, so it says you've been assigned to room 1, and then it says later and says join room. And last time I hit join room, that's what I'm supposed to do, right?
Yeah, I would try that.
Actually, there's a join room up here. Maybe I'll hit this one. It's different this time.
Okay.
Hey, Jenny.
Hi.
Hi, it's Krista. I'm calling from my phone because I wanted to just leave my computer alone in case. So I could hear Jose for about 3 seconds, and then I just heard a bloom, and it just says meetings are just one tool in our belt. Learn about Teams and sign in. So I did get there, and then I don't know.
And then you dropped out again.
Yeah.
Can
didn't touch
I
anything.
ask you to call Jose because I am not in the executive session today?
Yep.
And I'll let him know to pick up the phone.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Bye.
Off like flies. There you go.
Thank you, Jenny. Nice job switching us back and forth.
Yes, it's awesome to have somebody that knows how to do all this.
Thank you. I try. not perfect.
You're doing a great job. Okay, do we have everybody back? I see Laura. Do I see Dan and Sarah?
They're here.
Okay. Dan as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
I see.
Excellent. All right, and Krista and Chris are also in public session?
Krista's here, yes.
Excellent. So the question we want to ask of any KCV, the question I want to ask is, do you have any concerns with the wording? Are you in support of the wording of this resolution that we are considering to take action on?
We are.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Krista's here.
Excellent. Okay, with that, we've already made a motion. Have we made a motion? I'm gonna redo it. I make a motion to approve the Vermont Community Broadband Board resolution as read into the record by Tony. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Dan.
You got three
All
now.
right, Dan got there first. So it's been moved, it's seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of the motion as read into the record by Tony, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes carry 4-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
is there anything else on number 3 that we need to do, or was it just that action item?
That was it, Patty.
Okay, let's go on to item 4 in our agenda, which is public comment or closing public comment.
Yeah, is that again, this is a time for public comment. If anybody has anything they'd like to say, please raise your hand, or if you're on the phone, just speak up. Give me 3 minutes to talk. Oh, Krista has something to say. Go ahead, Krista.
I'd just like to express my appreciation to the staff for the work that they've done in helping navigate a changing landscape and working with the administration in particular as well, and the work that the administration has done to assist in this arena with the U.S. Treasury and whatnot. So thanks very much for the assist.
You're welcome.
Thank you for those words, Krista. Those are very well said.
Yeah, and thank you for everybody for your patience on this. This was pretty thorny.
Or any other public comment?
Not seeing any.
All right, let's close public comment, our final version of the public comment. Next item on our agenda is just to confirm our next meeting date, which is August 11th, 2025. Is everybody, board members, able to make the 11th of August?
I'm good.
Laura and
I had
Sarah?
a bit of a conflict. And we'll have to drop off at about 2:30.
Okay,
So if we could
Okay.
put all the voting matters up front, that would be great.
there we go. I like that.
Laura. You're on mute, Laura,
You're-
or we can't hear you. But I think she's gonna say that she has her standing 1 o'clock meeting.
Yeah,
There's a conflict there.
okay. Maybe we get all the action items done between noon and 1.
Yep.
We'll try to
Well,
front load. All right, let's try to
Mhm.
front load as much as we can, because we'll at least have 2 board members that are gonna be in and out.
Yeah, and we'll minimize we'll try to minimize anything that needs to be approved. I mean, so
Okay. All right, excellent. With that, last item is I make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. Dan's got that one. Any discussion? All those in favor of adjournment, please say aye.
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 Aye. Excellent. Any opposed? Ayes carry 4-0. Thank you very much, and we'll see everybody on August 11th.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
thank you.
All right,
you.
thank you. Bye-bye.